If you're on the outside, you're going to need to be a little rough to get it down to the bottom. And if you're on the bottom, you're going to need to go for it. 3 wide, 4 wide. I mean, we've seen it all here, so just being an aggressive, big thing.
That's Cameron Haley. He starts on the front row. JR and his crew chief, Jeff Hensley, this is a home game for him. He'd like to take him to victory lane as well.
Hermie, thank you very much. Let's take a look at how this field will look when the green flag waves. There are the guys who will start up front, Ray.
Cole Custer, our 13th different pole winner this season, but I really like this row 3 and 4. All of those KBM trucks are lightning fast. They win a lot in the fall race.
Let's take a look at where some other key drivers are starting.
How about Matt Crafton starting 13th? He's got 27 starts at Martinsville, and that's right on his average. It's 13th. But he's got only one win at Martinsville, and he started 10th. That tells you how hard it is to win at Martinsville starting outside the top 10.
Well, it is Halloween, and we are racing in Martinsville as we count down to the command for the drivers to start their engines. Johnny Sauter is hoping to trick the field by going from 17th to a victory lane treat. So, what are some of the keys that these drivers need to focus on in order to have success at Martinsville? When the setup show continues, we will run a couple of laps around the paperclip with Todd to find out. And then Ray Dunlap goes under the sea with the driver of the 07 truck, Ray Black Jr. That and more when the setup show continues right here on FS1.
Today, it's a college football tripleheader on FS1. Baker Mayfield leads the 14th-ranked Sooners into Kansas. Then the Longhorns battle Iowa State, and Arizona takes on Washington. It all starts today at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
What is normal? Our normal is 200 miles per hour. It's 500 degrees. It's protection for 15,000 miles and 40 below. Our normal is anything but. Mobil 1 energy lives here.
AutoZone matched Jen with a new pair of Duralast wipers to cut through the rain. You call them wipers, she calls them blades.
And 40 below. Our normal
blades.
is anything but. Mobil 1 energy lives here.
AutoZone matched Jen with a new pair of Duralast wipers to cut through the rain. You call them wipers, she calls them blades. And where there are blades, there are ninjas. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there. Blades.
Is anything but. Mobil 1 energy lives here.
AutoZone matched Jen with a new pair of Duralast wipers to cut through the rain. You call them wipers, she calls them blades. And where there are blades, there are ninjas. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there. Blades.
Is anything but. Mobil 1 energy lives here.
through the rain. You call them wipers, she calls them blades. And where there are blades, there are ninjas. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there.
And if you don't get it slowed down, you kill your front tires. But when you get it slowed down, you got to rotate through the center. That's where you're going to beat trucks. That's how you're going to win the race. Rotate through the center and get that forward drive back up off the corner and get down the straightaway. But it requires the driver to do everything right. He cannot overdrive it getting in the corner and use those brakes up. Because if he uses the brakes up, then he starts sliding the front tires through the middle corner, and when you slide the front tires right here through the middle corner, you are not going to get good forward bite to go down the straightaway and use that horsepower. You got to get it right at Martinsville.
A lap goes by in a hurry, and also on top of all that, you got to keep your cool as well.
Exactly. It's very easy to lose your temper at Martinsville. Sliding the front tires through the middle corner, and when you slide the front tires right here through the middle corner, you are not going to get good.
Well, Johnny Sauter is one driver who knows what it takes to win here at Martinsville, having won in 2011. And also on top of all that, you got to keep your cool as well.
Exactly. It's very easy to lose your temper at Martinsville.
2013, he is standing by with Vince Welch.
That's right, Johnny Sauter, a two-time winner here, does know what it takes to take it to victory lane. What is it? What do you need from your truck to get there today?
Well, I mean, you need everything you need everywhere else. It's got to handle, you know, you got to be able to drive in the corner. It's got to be able to rotate the center. And you got to have traction. So, and a lot of other things. I mean, there's a little bit of luck involved in the right pit strategy, making sure you got enough tire at the end. But our Smoky Mountain Herbal Snuff with the orange on it, with the pumpkins on it today is really cool. My kids love the paint scheme, celebrating their peach-flavored snuff. So we just got to be smart today. We're obviously starting in the middle of the field, and you know, there's a lot of things that you're going to have to do throughout the day, give and take, and you know, make sure you got the right pit strategy is the biggest thing. You know, and that's with the way the tires are wearing out. You know, we've only got 2 sets in the pits, 200 laps, so you're going to have to give up a little bit early on to make sure you got something smart today. We're obviously starting in the middle of the field, and you know, there's a lot of things that
yeah, keep an eye on the 98. Johnny Sauter, two-time winner here at Martinsville, starts 17th today.
Vince, thank you very much. Let's take a look at the championship standings. 4 to go this time by. Eric Jones has an 18-point lead over Tyler Reddick.
This is probably one of the most fun points races we've watched in a long time in a truck series. These 3 guys, they've all been at the top, but they keep switching positions every week. This is going to be a fun time to watch.
And a lot of fun being had up at the racetrack this week, and all kinds of stuff going on, especially at the hot dogs. And the very famous Martinsville hot dogs are there, and they tell us they have plenty for anybody who wants one, including driver Daniel Hemrick. We'll talk about him and the rest of the series is coming up next on the Truck Series Setup Show. You would think that Ray Dunlap would ask Ray Black Jr. how he learned to drive, but spend the day under the sea together, and the question is, how did you learn how to dive?
I was a little nervous at first, but, you know, my dad's a tough guy, so he kind of helped me out through it. And I learned in some murky water, and I think that's what made me a really good diver throughout my life.
You drop 40 grand on a new set of wheels, and wham, minivan T.
How did you learn how to dive? I was a little nervous at first, but, you know, my dad's a tough guy, so he kind of helped me out through it. And
guess what? Your insurance company will only give you $37,000 to replace it. Depreciation, they claim. How can my car depreciate before its first oil change, you ask? Maybe the better question is, why do you have that insurance company?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Why do you work hard? Not because you have to. Not because some boss told you to. But because that's what you were born to do. And that deserves the best we can do. Find Shell Rotella heavy-duty engine oils at your local AutoZone today. And that deserves the best.
How come Ray Dunlap gets to have all the fun? It's not fair. He gets all the great assignments. I want to go scuba diving.
We're raising money for our pet rescue.
We're raising awareness.
I'm boosting spirits with t-shirts.
Booster.com is the easy way for you or your group to raise money for any cause. perfect for
It's not fair. You all the great assignments.
PTAs, charity walks, personal fundraisers, causes big and small by selling T-shirts and collecting donations online. Just design your T-shirt and drive everyone to your personalized booster page. We'll ship the orders and send you the money you raised. Visit booster.com and start your free campaign today.
This is Life Alert. Are you okay?
Help!
I'm calling for help right now.
Everyone to your personalized booster page. We'll ship.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a life from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-963-4112. That's 1-800-963-4112. Call now, 1-800-963-4112. For a free brochure, call 1-800-963-4112.
The Americans celebrate, but do they take it too far?
Let's go right now, you and me.
An all-new Ultimate Fighter, Wednesday at 10, only on FS1.
Quick look around Martinsville Speedway will tell you that it definitely is Halloween, and there's some spooky things going on around that very historic racetrack. This is the 07 truck of Ray Black Jr. It is decorated for Halloween as well this afternoon, and hopefully it won't be too scary. A run here at Martinsville for Ray Black today. Well, from on the racetrack to under the water, Ray Black Jr. is not your typical racer. He's a certified trained scuba diver, and growing up he spent more time diving than driving. Ray Dunlap got a unique opportunity to talk to this Florida driver and have a little fun as well.
Good morning. Everybody excited about going diving?
Yeah. We're in the Florida Keys. It's Ray, and guess what? He's the driver, and today I'm the diver, man. We're looking forward to a great day. What do you expect?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a good day. We're going to go diving at least 20, 30 feet, maybe even deeper, and hopefully see some sharks. I don't know. It'll be kind of cool.
Everyone who's diving has one fin for each foot. A mask. Brains are on.
Good to go.
All right, let's go dive.
I don't know any other person who has both the careers that you have of being a full-time diver and a full-time race car driver.
Yeah.
Are there similarities between the two?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, you're by yourself underwater, and then same with the race car. I mean, you have a great team behind you. They help you out, and anything like buddy checks, and then race cars, you got your guys changing your tires. So by yourself, you get to think a lot more, and it's all on you then. So it's the same in the water. You're responsible for your equipment, and you got to respect the water and the reefs and the ocean and the animals in it, and it's awesome.
So guys, Molasses Reef is a marine sanctuary, which means no taking, no touching, no tickling, no molesting of the other creatures other than the invasive species known as divers. Those are fair game. Usually there's a lot of current here and you don't get a chance to dive it. Today, no current, we're going to run with this.
We are officially on a dive site. Yahoo!
Nice. Handball.
Tell me about the family business, because you started diving when you were about 9, and your dad's been doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So what all do you guys do?
When he first started diving, he did it in the military. And he got out, and he started up a school in '96. He's seen a lot of accidents in the business of diving, so he just wanted to make it safer. As long as you're safe, you'll enjoy yourself, and as long as you know that you know what to do in any situation, you know, there's nothing you can really need to worry about. Fun time. It was a lot of fish, a lot of jellyfish at the end. I didn't see any sharks, though. I was looking forward to that, but it's okay. We'll get them next time, right? Water around this world, it just takes up everything, right? So to be able to be inside of that and not just on land, it's pretty crazy, and you get an entirely different feeling, and there's so many more creatures down there that we haven't discovered yet. So it's kind of cool to be a part of that, and you definitely got to enjoy the moment while you're there, because, you know, a good friend of mine told me you never know, you might be the last dive you ever have, so you got to take it and run with it and have a great time and enjoy every minute of it.
Little tiny fish. Look at him. Hell, he's coming. All right, time to head back up. I would call that another really successful day of being under the water. Yes, it was a very good day.
You know, so many drivers talk about what they do to take themselves away from the racing, which is a grind for most of the year. But what a great thing to be able to do to go under the water like that. And he takes it pretty seriously.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of guys like to go fishing. Some use golf as their hobby. But for me, scuba really is the most fun that you can have. It was very, very relaxing. And I really enjoyed my time with Ray. You know, in my logbook, Johnny, I probably have about 120 dives. Ray's logbook is over 2,000. Wow. So this guy has an incredible amount of experience, but he showed me some cool stuff. We had a great time on that wreck when we were down in the Florida Keys.
Where do you see him going as a driver?
You know, I think he's progressed really well. Bobby Daughter has a great team, but they have limited funding there. And for what I've seen, Ray has been able to maximize what that team has available to him. And Martinsville, probably his best track, so keep your eye on that 07 today.
Yeah, very nice report. Love to see that scenery from the Keys. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, the countdown continues to truck racing at Martinsville. It is the final short track shootout of the season. It is just moments away, and there's a driver you better keep your eye on making his debut. We'll tell you more about him when we come back.
Tuesday is National Sandwich Day at Subway. Buy any sub and 30-ounce drink, and you'll get another sub free. We posted an ad online to see who wanted a free sub. Turns out, everyone.
I saw the sandwich ad. Is that you?
Yes, that's me, Cece. Yes, are you Ashley? I bought one and they gave me a free one to give away. This is fantastic for you.
Really?
Yeah, no, really, really. Yes. Yes. Incredible. So nice to meet you. Bye.
Tuesday is National Sandwich Day at Subway. Buy any sub and 30-ounce drink, get a free sub to give away. Who you give it to is up to you.
What could be more rewarding than working on your car? Actually getting credit for it. With AutoZone Rewards, spend $20 5 times and get a $20 reward. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there. Sign up in-store or online. Alicia was on a mission to energize her car. AutoZone matched her with a tough Duralast battery, and Alicia felt more energized. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there.
Today we're going to talk about trucks.
Works for me.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing?
Ford. I would say the Ram.
Okay, let's move to the second door. Best V8 horsepower.
The Ram. I say Ford on the V8. Chevy.
What about this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
A Ford?
There's no reason why they shouldn't be.
Let's see how you did. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
No way.
Chevy. Wow.
That's a clean sweep.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Camping World would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to exciting. Roll on a road of fun and giggles. Step out and meet new neighbors. Enjoy moments to savor and ones that surprise. Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, wants you to say hello to a whole new world. Visit campingworld.com.
Welcome back to the setup on FS1. Ross Kenseth is set to make his NASCAR Camping World Truck Series debut in the number 18 truck, while 17-year-old Austin Cindric will be behind the wheel of the number 29 truck for his first NASCAR National Series start. Kenseth is the son of 2003 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion Matt Kenseth. He has made one NASCAR Series start before today, finishing 6th in the Xfinity race at Chicagoland Speedway in June, while Cindric has experience across various forms of motorsports. He has 4 wins this year in Global Rally Cross and 1 win in IMSA. Here's Hermie Sadler with Ross Kenseth.
Well, JR, a lot of eyes this weekend on Ross Kenseth and this team. I know this is your first start, but I know how competitive you are and how much experience you have. What will make you happy when this day is over to make you feel like you accomplished what you could do here today at Martinsville?
I think just having a clean day and keeping all the fenders on it. You know, it's kind of a long race, and we're going to start back here in 25th, so we got to be patient. And I think if we make it to that first pit stop on the lead lap and clean, I think we can have a good day. I felt like we worked hard on long runs, and Pat and Bobby did a great job at getting some forward drive in it, which I think is going to be really important today.
That's Ross Kenseth making his first start. Let's go down pit road to Vince Welch, who has another first-time starter.
That's right, and that's Austin Cindric. He's in the 29 truck today. Now, the 29 won this race back in March with Joey Logano behind the wheel. And I'll tell you what, look, even Joey Logano's driver suit is making an appearance. It's the same driver suit, the same truck, even the same seat, but not the same driver. You're making your debut today. What's the goal for your first time in the Truck Series today?
I think to finish the race and just absorb as much information as I can. I think I don't really have any expectations, no pressure to go do well, so I just go have some fun and learn a lot.
Are you having fun?
I'm always having fun.
I love that smile. Austin Cindric making his Truck Series debut today. JR?
Vince, thank you very much. It is time now to play True or False with Todd and Ray. I have 5 questions that we're going to throw out to the gentlemen. You guys need to tell us if it is true or false statement. Here's question number 1. Both Ross Kenseth and Austin Cindric will finish in the top 20 today. Todd?
I say true. I think Ross has got a lot of short track experience, so I'm not really too worried about that. Austin, you know, he doesn't have the experience, but he's with a good race team. I think they're both in the top 20.
I got to go false on this one, Todd. You know, when I think about this is an awful tall order. These guys had to get in there and qualify. They got to try to finish in the top 20. This is a really tough field. I don't think both of them can get it done.
Okay, true or false? Will a driver besides Jones, Reddick, or Crafton win today?
I got to go with true. I think we've got a lot of great short trackers that, like I said earlier in the top of the show, they cut their teeth at short tracks like Martinsville. I think we're going to see a different winner today.
The winner today will come from the front row, Johnny, and none of those 3 guys are in the front row, so I'm going true.
Okay, let's now talk about Timothy Peters. Will he win again on his home track? True or false?
I don't know if he's going to win, but it's his best shot. This is absolutely his best racetrack. He loves being at home in Martinsville. I might have to lean towards true.
Well, I'm going to have to say false because Timothy Peters is not starting on the front row.
Okay, so Johnny Sauter will not win a race this season. True or false?
I'm going to go false. I think Johnny's really good. I don't think that lame duck thing is anything. They got a good race team up there at Thorsport. Johnny's a great driver. I think he's got a good shot today. He didn't qualify well, but this is another one of his great racetracks.
I'm going to say false, too. I think Johnny Sauter will win, but I don't believe it's here at Martinsville. I think his best opportunity to win is at our next race at Texas.
Is this a true statement? The top 3 in points will stay intact today.
Absolutely true statement. They're going to stay intact, but the positioning and order, that might be totally different because this is Martinsville, and you never know what's going to happen.
I say true. I believe that they will, but think about this. Last week, Matt Crafton was only 4 points out. Now he's 23 back. Martinsville, another one, just like Talledega, a big wild card.
Now, there is something particularly good when the trucks go to Martinsville. We've seen surprise winners. We've seen first-time winners. We sent more trucks home this time than we have all season long. We're set for a good event.
Absolutely, and I tell you, this front row, Johnny, to me, is the best chance to win. I really like Cameron Haley, and I think Cole Custer hasn't had much luck when he went to Martinsville.
There is something particularly good when the trucks go to Martinsville. We've seen surprise winners. We've seen first-time winners. We sent more trucks home this time than we have all season long. We're set for a good event.
Absolutely, and I tell you, this front row, Johnny, to me, is the best chance to win. I really like Cameron Haley, and I think Cole Custer hasn't had much luck when he went to Martinsville.
There is something particularly good when the trucks go to Martinsville. We've seen surprise winners. We've seen first-time winners. We sent more trucks home this time than we have all season long. We're set for a good event. There is something particularly good when the trucks go to Martinsville. We've seen surprise winners. We've seen first-time winners. We sent more trucks home this time than we have all season long. We're set for a good event. There is something particularly good when the trucks go to Martinsville. We've seen surprise winners. We've seen first-time winners. We sent more trucks home this time than we have all season long. We're set for a good event. There is something particularly good when the trucks go to Martinsville. We've seen surprise winners. We've seen first-time winners. We sent more trucks home this time than we have all season long. We're set for a good event.
Have a victory at his home track. It came in 2009, and he won last week at Talledega. He's 35. Our pole sitter, 17. Cole Custer got it done earlier today. He won from the pole a year ago at New Hampshire. And now those drivers in the championship battle have a victory at his home track. It came in 2009, and he won last week at Talledega. He's 35 with 4 races to go. We start with the two-time defending champion, Matt Crafton. He has a victory here, but he qualified 17. Cole Custer got it done earlier today. He won from the pole a year ago at New Hampshire. And now those drivers in the championship battle have a victory at his home track. It came in 2009, and he won last week at Talledega. He's 35 and right in front of him in the championship chase. We start with the two-time defending champion, Matt Crafton. He has a victory here, but he qualifying 17. Cole Custer got it done earlier today. He won from the pole a year ago at New Hampshire. And now those drivers in the championship battle have a victory at his home track. It came in 2009, and he won last week at Talledega. He's 35 and right in front of him in the championship chase. We start with the two-time defending champion, Matt Crafton. He has a victory here, but he qualifying 17. Cole Custer got it done earlier today. He won from the pole a year ago at New Hampshire. And now those drivers in the championship battle have a victory at his home track. It came in 2009, and he won last week at Talledega. He's 35 and right in front of him in the championship chase. We start with the two-time defending champion, Matt Crafton. He has It's a cool afternoon in Martinsville, but things getting ready to heat up. 200 laps for the Camping World Truck Series. The command to fire engines is next.
Today on Fox, top Pac-12 quarterbacks duel in a Wild West Coast shootout.
Beautiful move!
Jared Goff leads the Golden Bears against Cody Kessler and the Trojans. USC, Cal. Today at 3 on Fox. Telecast sponsored by Geico.
Something amazing happens when you design custom shirts from Custom Ink. Our design lab has tons of fonts and incredible artwork. You can even upload your own logo, and we're always here to help. To get started with free shipping, visit customink.com today.
Suppose you need some extra cash fast. What do? Drive to a payday store, stand in line, and wait? Put the keys down and go to moneymutual.com. Money Mutual has a network of short-term lenders who can get you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours, even if you have less than perfect credit. That's why over 1 million people have turned to Money Mutual. So, forget about the long lines. Remember, moneymutual.com or call 1-800-585-CASH. This service is not available in New York or to New York borrowers due to interest rate limits under New York law.
We're raising money for our pet rescue. We're raising awareness. I'm boosting spirits with t-shirts.
Booster.com is the easy way for you or your group to raise money for any cause. Perfect for PTAs, charity walks, personal fundraisers, causes big and small by selling t-shirts and collecting donations online. Just design your t-shirt and drive everyone to your personalized booster page. We'll ship the orders and send you the money you raised. Visit booster.com and start your free campaign today.
Will help.
Fair enough.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Sunday after football on Fox.
It's game on. And the Mets are on the board in the series.
World Series Game 4, tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to new thrills. Get to know your crew. Moments become great memories. Take a new look. Enjoy freedom. Discover amazing.
Let's have a look at some of the water-soluble
Say hello
vitamins.
to a whole new world. Visit
The primary function
campingworld.com.
of a number of B vitamins is to
Nice
act
crowd on hand
as
here at
an
Martinsville,
enzyme
Virginia, as the Camping World Truck Series gets ready to race in the Commonwealth for the
In this case,
48th
thiamine is
time, matching
involved with
Tennessee for
carbohydrate
the most
and
of
the
any state. Now our
branched
clipboard
chain
for
amino
today's
acid
200-lap
metabolism.
event. Keeping
Thiamine
a
also
cool
aids in
head, that is
supporting
always
appetite
key
and
on a
healthy
short
nervous
track.
system.
And the battle for
Deficiencies
space, because
result in
things
a
are
condition
tight
called
here
beriberi.
at the Paperclip. So good to have you with
And
us
I
on
guess I
a
should tell
Saturday
you that
afternoon
the
on
next couple
FS1
of
with Michael
vitamins, when I
Walton,
show
Phil
you the
Parsons. I'm Adam
toxicities, there might be a
Alexander.
couple
Keeping a
what I
cool
call
head. Easier
yucky slides,
said
so
than done when you come to a
have a
place
strong
like
stomach.
Martinsville. Right,
Beriberi
Michael?
is the condition
Simple,
associated
right?
with vitamin
all day
B1
here in Southern
deficiency.
Virginia, temperature in the 50s.
There isn't
Everybody's
really
perfectly cool
an
now.
upper limit
But
established
when
for
they throw the green
this B
flag,
vitamin, primarily
action's going to
because it's
pick up.
water-soluble,
And you're going to
and
feel
we
like
tend
you've
to
been
excrete
wronged.
excess,
You might
so
get spun out.
toxicity
You might
isn't
get
really
run
well
into.
known.
You might get run over. And that's where you've got to make
Major
sure
source
that
of
you're not in a
thiamine
wreck
is
like John
pork.
West County, that you keep
It's
your head
also-
on your shoulders so you can battle all the way to the checker. Because when the checker falls, you can be standing in victory lane or you can get the hammer dropped on you on pit road.
And the reason you have to do that is because you have to battle for space from the time they drop the green flag here. When we drop the green flag, everyone's going to be diving to the bottom. Do you want to be on the bottom of the racetrack at this racetrack? Let's go back to the spring here. We had a situation late in the race. Cole Custer does the bump and run on Matt Crafton, pushes him and Joey Logano out of the way to take the lead. But then Matt Crafton returns the favor. He gets on the Cole Custer, and around he goes. He ends up with a poor finish. How about late in the race on a restart? You battle for space. Joey Logano from third gets by both the front row trucks, goes on to victory for his first ever Truck Series win. Adam, I love this. I love it.
I'm thinking about these drivers, though, running for a championship and their approach at a place like Martinsville.
You just totally have to be patient. You have to make sure that if you're going to push and shove, you do it late in the going. Because if you do it in the middle of the race, somebody can retaliate. You lose all your track position, your day could be over.
And both Matt Crafton and Tyler Reddick like where they are. They're the chasers. They say all the pressure's on Eric Jones.
And one thing we know, when drivers get into one another on track, they do not forget. There will be payback, retaliation, a theme here today. Let's go trackside for the command to fire engines.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, Pepsi Delivery Manager, Ricky Settle.
Drivers, start your engine!
They don't know we're going to go the back.
Plenty of energy when you go short track racing. We are about to do it for the 5th time in 2015 for the Camping World Truck Series.
Today, it's a college football triple header on FS1. Baker Mayfield leads the 14th-ranked Sooners into Kansas. Then the Longhorns battle Iowa State, and Arizona takes on Washington. It all starts today at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
Savvy moms everywhere are shopping Zulily.com, the leading daily deals site for moms, babies, and kids.
Anyone that has children needs to shop on Zulily.
I've saved between 50 and 70% almost every time I've shopped. You will find things that nobody else will have.
At Zulily, we search far and wide to bring you deals you won't find anywhere else. But quantities are limited, so sign up today and find something you love. Zulily.com, a big selection of styles for a small window of time.
From the very minute you have this idea that you want to be in business, you need to have that card.
Presentation is everything because they're not only first impression of you,
but now you're handing them this product that really is kind of going to define your business in their mind pretty quickly.
You want a very thick card that feels nice in your client's hand.
I think it's nice to have a choice because sometimes you want a glossy card, but for other projects, I don't necessarily want all that.
Your business card is a reflection of you. It should say exactly what you want. With a range of design, stock, and finish options at Vistaprint, it will. Get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
That business card, when I make a connection with someone, has to be phenomenal. It has to be elegant and invoke all the things that Diamond stands for.
Just that professionalism is going to make you, as a business owner, more successful just right off the bat.
Vistaprint.com.
Where else does trucking look like this? Nowhere but NASCAR.
Just about time to make it happen for the Camping World Truck Series here at Martinsville Speedway, Southern Virginia on FS1. Good to have you along for the ride. Now our Camping World track description and race analysis. Michael?
Well, the track description means tight. Bill talked about looking for space, battling for every inch you can get on the track. You go down the corners, only 12 degrees of banking, and I promise you, Bill, it feels like it's minus 12. These trucks want to turn over down in the center of the corner.
Let's take a look at our race analysis. 200 laps. That paint seems pretty docile, right? You see the pit window somewhere between 120, 130 laps, but all in the garage area they're talking about we may stop once, we may stop twice. They're seeing a lot of tire wear, especially on the left rear. We may stop 3 times, so we don't know yet what the strategy is going to be to get to victory lane.
The last couple of times guys have stopped with 120 laps to go and made it to victory lane, but Adam, the curveball got thrown at them yesterday. These Goodyear tires are wearing on the left side, so there's a lot of concern down in the garage area about what this track will do as we race forward.
At 33 races here for the trucks at Martinsville, 22 times the winner has started inside the top 5. We know qualifying a huge deal when it comes to this short track. Now we look at our onboard cameras. We start out qualifying a huge deal when it comes to this short track. Now we look at our onboard cameras. We start out with our 2-time defending champion.
Yeah, let's ride along with our championship contender. He's going to be starting 13th with a Toyota onboard. He was a winner here last spring. He needs to gain some points here on Eric Jones.
Well, Eric Jones is rolling off in P8. He's driving Kyle Busch's Motorsports Toyota Care Toyota. He's got a point lead. This is a very challenging track to keep a point lead at.
We're also going to ride along with Tyler Reddick in the Ford onboard. He's carrying Brad Kay's Checkered Flag Foundation on the side of that truck. Tyler had a great qualifying effort. He will start from the 4th spot, the best of our championship contenders.
How about I just take you to the penthouse? Let's go to the front row and get on board with Cole Custer. He's driving Dale Jr.'s truck, the Haas Automation Chevy, and we've got a great view from the bumper of this truck. Look at that. That's exactly what it feels like to be on the track.
Is that camera safe?
No.
Okay.
That thing is safe out there.
It's just about time to go green here at the paperclip. Before we do that, one more thought on the championship from our pit reporters. We start out with Virginia's own Hermie Sadler. Good afternoon, Hermie.
Hello, Adam. The 19 of Tyler Reddick stayed in championship contention. In fact, moved up to 2nd in points by battling track position and coming home with a top 5 finish at Talledega last weekend. Now, practice yesterday was much of the same type of a battle, outside of the top 10 for most of the practice session yesterday, but they qualified 4th. What did that enable them to do? Get a pretty good pit selection on pit road. Pit stall 40. You can see he is the first pit at pit entry. He gets a straight shot into his pit, straight shot out of the pit. That could pay dividends for the 19. Vince Welch.
Kyle Busch Motorsports has won multiple owners' championships here in the Truck Series, but never a driver's championship. 19-year-old Eric Jones is 4 races away from delivering that title. It's impossible to avoid the big picture and the prize that possibly awaits, but this Ford team has worked hard to zero in on 1 race at a time. Jones has posted back-to-back top 5s here in Martinsville, and if he can do that again today, he'll be another step closer to that coveted title. Caitlin Vincey.
Well, Vince, Matt Crafton has some making up to do in the points to Eric Jones. He told me the goal for him is to go out and win the next 4 races. He also told me he spent the last week in Sandusky, Ohio with his team, doing some team bonding, getting them pumped up for the coming weeks ahead. But as you would imagine a 2-time champion would be, Matt Crafton still very calm, collected despite the situation he is in, and also still very confident in that 88 truck they have here today at Martinsville, guys.
I said that Hermie Sadler is from Virginia, so is Caitlin Vinci. So, Caitlin, welcome home to you as well. Going to be fun to cover the next 4 races as one of these 3 drivers tries to win the 2015 title.
You know, I made the statement that if you didn't make the final round of qualifying, the top 12, then you could not win this race. Matt Crafton has really put the screws to me there, I think, a little bit, because he has one of the very best trucks here, along with his teammate Johnny Sauter, who starts back in 17th. But we have to keep an eye on these 3 right here. This is going to be a great battle all the way to the end.
This is a wild card race. This is as crazy as Talledega. You can get turned around here and lose 20 spots late in the going, and it's so hard to pass here, you'll never get them back. So what a race this is going to be for that championship.
And Matt Crafton started 13th today. Here's the deal. He started 13th here in the spring, was leading at a green-white checker finish. He can get to the front.
Thank you guys for everything this weekend. Got a good truck. Have good pit stops all day. Keep track position and finish out strong.
Green flag in the air here at Martinsville.
Look at Cole Custer. What a jump he got on the start. Left Cameron Haley on the outside and grabs the lead on the start.
Remember, we talked about battling for position. You want to be on the inside here.
Cameron Haley working hard in that outside lane, started second, and any time you start in the outside lane here, it can be an enormous challenge. Haley going to slide it in third in front of fellow rookie competitor Daniel Hemrick.
Hemrick cut him a break there. Haley wasn't quite clear, but we're only a couple laps into this, baby. You start trying to do those maneuvers late in the going, you'll get hit.
This is tight, on board with Tyler Reddick. Outside of him, Daniel Suarez, and right behind him, Tyler Young, who's been great all weekend.
Yeah, keep an eye on that pink curve. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. We saw Tyler Young just now get into that curve, and he'll shoot that truck up a little bit, get a contact there, Tyler Young and Reddick.
How early is too early to get physical and aggressive here at Martinsville?
Well, these truckers are young. They're aggressive. They know the races are short. You're going to see contact earlier today than you probably will tomorrow. You will see guys moving each other from the start.
The top 4 starters, all teenagers, guys.
Average age of the front 3 rows today at the start, 20. So we know there is a youth movement going on here at Martinsville.
I would keep an eye on this battle, Phil. We know that Reddick struggled yesterday. Not being able to clear Daniel Suarez with the preferred groove and all the space, all the truck lengths he's losing to the battle for the front, that means that truck's not too good. He can't clear a truck on the outside.
Well, he qualified 4th, promptly dropped to 6th, and as you said, the hounds are getting hungry behind him.
Yeah, Suarez doing a great job hanging in there on the outside. If you're going to pass somebody on the outside, it better be pretty early, either on the restart or soon after that. Suarez is trying to make it happen right here.
Behind this group of 3, teammates nose to tail, the 11 of Ben Kennedy, and right behind him, the driver that was quick in both practice sessions yesterday, Timothy Peters in the 17. Meanwhile, we continue to watch this battle for the 6th position, and there goes Peters around.
Right in front of Matt Crafton.
Get it rolling if you can.
How early is too early, Adam?
6 laps is too early.
They were running back in the 10th position.
Does that have help right there?
That's David Gilliland. Not sure if those 2 incidents are related or not, but certainly Gilliland has been into something.
And that battle between Reddick and Suarez had the whole pack backed up. They weren't running very fast lap time side by side. Look at that, the group behind him. Timothy just goes around on the outside.
He just went in there dead even with Eric Jones. And what a job by Matt Crafton to avoid Timothy Peters.
I think the problems for Gilliland came when he checked up, didn't get stopped in time, and he had some contact there with Dalton Sargent.
The average American will work around 1,700 hours this year. But you're not average.
When a moment spontaneously turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? And why stop what you're doing to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is the only daily tablet approved to treat erectile dysfunction, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right. Plus, Cialis treats the frustrating urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use. Insurance coverage has expanded nationally, and you may now be covered. Contact your health plan for the latest information.
50-cent corn dogs all day on Halloween.
Man, was this great?
Blah! Are you going to let your corn dog go out without a costume on Halloween?
Well, the cornbread is the costume.
Do you want to borrow one of ours? You can go spooky corn dog?
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Scarecrow corn dog?
No, corn dogs don't celebrate Halloween.
Vampire? Like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I'll
Like
do
vampire?
that. I'll do that.
There you go. Good choice!
A treat you don't have to dress up for. 50-cent corn dogs all day on Halloween. This is how you Sonic.
What could be more rewarding than working on your car? Actually getting credit for it. With AutoZone Rewards, spend $20 5 times and get a $20 reward. It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there. Sign up in-store or online.
Under caution early here at Martinsville, an incident coming off of turn 4. Timothy Peters got turned around. He has been to pit road, so has David Gilliland.
Yeah, Timothy really just drove in the corner, just got a little bit loose on the outside of Eric Jones. An unbelievable job by Matt Crafton. Let's take a watch from Matt Crafton's onboard camera here. I don't know how he's going to stop here on a dime to miss Timothy Peters. Look at that. He knows. And he was already in the throttle.
Crafton knows that 17 truck of Peters could have just went straight to the inside wall, so he got on the brakes hard. Talk about patience and being calm. That's exactly what Matt Crafton was there, and it paid off.
Peters and Gilliland were running inside the top 10 or 12 when that happened. They will restart 29th and 30th, respectively. On the front row, Cole Custer, who has led every lap so far, and to his right, John Hunter Nemechek. Green flag goes back in the air as we complete lap 11.
Another solid restart by Cole Custer. Watch Cameron Haley, that 13 truck, try to nose in there underneath the 8 of Nemechek. Reddick was able to get down in front of Daniel Suarez to get to the inside.
Ray Goulding able to get to the inside of Daniel Hemrick.
Look at everybody fighting for the inside of the racetrack.
Tyler Young, odd man out up there inside the top 6 or 7 in that outside lane.
Tyler has a great race truck right here, but he's got the 19 of Tyler Reddick right behind him, Hermie.
Phil Tyler Reddick did a much better job on this restart, being more aggressive, getting to the bottom of the racetrack. He and his crew chief, Doug Randolph, talked on the initial restart. You cannot let them keep you up on the high side. You lose too much track position.
One guy that's losing track position is our point leader, Eric Jones. Started this race in 8th position up on the outside, Phil. He's fallen all the way outside of the top 10. Just couldn't get a break, couldn't get down, and he's falling back.
What's the story on his teammate, the 51 of Daniel Suarez, Vince?
Well, just too tight through the center right now for Daniel Suarez to chatter the tires on the brakes. They said just let it see what it does, let it see if it can come to us here, but not the way he wants it for the long run, that's for sure right now for the 51 of Suarez.
Right now he finds himself 8th in the running order. Tyler Young to his outside, and right behind him Ben Kennedy, who's been solid in the early going, and then there's Matt Crafton, Michael.
Phil, I don't think you want a truck that's perfect right now. These tires, the air pressures are going to come up. They're going to lose grip. That could play right into his hands. You can see Matt Crafton making his way to the inside of Tyler Young. This truck is as fast as we thought it would be when they threw the green flag.
They're going to burn some fuel out of it. It's going to gain some front percentage.
Nice effort by Matt Crafton early. Started 13th, has worked his way inside the top 10 despite that near miss on our first caution. And here's Eric Jones around Tyler Young for a spot. Put Jones back inside the top 10 after an early slide in the wrong direction. And right behind them, the 29 of Austin Cindric. Had never been in a truck prior to practice yesterday. This kid driving for Brad Keselowski's been impressive.
Talked to his crew chief, Chad Kendrick, and he said, I've been so impressed with Austin Cindric. Really a lot better than we even imagined. We had no idea what to guess he would do. But here comes Timothy Peters making his way back up through the field here.
29th to 24th since the restart, Michael.
He slides down on the inside of Ross Kenseth, but he tries to get the gas down. That thing is loose off the corner. That caused him to spin the first time, and that also didn't allow him to complete that pass on Kenseth. He's since, Hermie, made that pass. Is that thing loose? Is that what he's reporting?
He's been fast, but he's been loose all weekend, especially right in the center of the corner. It's magnified by the fact that he's in traffic. They came down pit road, put 4 tires. They actually glued the other 4 tires they took off back up in case they need them later tonight. But he's got a fast truck, but very, very difficult to manipulate traffic here at Martinsville. It's going to get worse as he gets closer to the front.
Teams get 4 sets of tires for the race, including the ones you started the event on. Typically, you wouldn't need all of them, but an early spin could change the game for Timothy Peters. Cole Custer is your leader.
Vitor Belfort is one of the most dangerous guys in the UFC. Dan Henderson is capable of shutting the lights out. This is going to be a wild rematch for as long as it lasts.
Camping World would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to exciting. Roll on a road of fun and giggles. Step out and meet new neighbors. Enjoy moments to savor and ones that surprise. Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, wants you to say hello to a whole new world. Visit campingworld.com.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira giving me new perspective. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
30, 29, 28. Tick, tock. 25 years old, and you're still laying in the mud. 15 feet in the air. That's where you feel most alive. 10 meter maids waiting to wallpaper your truck. Better get out of town. 5, 4, 3. The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
If you're playing baseball in October, it's a good thing. That's the case for the Royals and Mets, both vying for their first World Championship in more than 30 years. Royals lead the Mets 2-1, Game 4 of their best-of-7 series in the Big Apple tonight. Our coverage on Fox begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Mets got back in this thing with a little home field, huh?
Big win last night.
Lead changes galore early in that game. A lot of action.
No lead changes here. 27 of 200 complete. It's been all about Cole Custer, who started on the pole, and this 17-year-old, no stranger to success in the Camping World Truck Series, and his talent on full display here again this afternoon.
Every time he gets in this truck, he's a factor. He always runs up front. He's very impressive at a young age. These kids they're teenagers, and they're bringing the competition to their knees. I remember when the Truck Series first started, it was a bunch of retired Cup guys or older racers that were so dominant, and now it's the kids that are taking over.
Cole drives for Dale Jr. and Vince, I would say somewhere NASCAR's most popular driver is smiling proudly.
Yeah, got to be pleased with the way Cole Custer is running it so far. Remember, he had a terrific run here in the spring as well, challenged for the win until the late stages of that race. Right now, trying to keep in mind the big picture as he leads this race every lap so far.
You don't want to go any harder than this. You already got 7 on him. Remember Bristol now. Save it for the back end of the run. I'll let you know if he gets any closer.
Constantly in traffic here, even when you're in the front, as you see him coming up on the 63 of Bobby Pierce. You've constantly got to negotiate the traffic, never out of danger, even if you're the leader of every lap.
You know, a couple of truck length advantage over the truck behind you really allows you to take care of your race vehicle. You see them slamming on the brakes. You can overuse those brakes. Oh, we got a spinner, Brandon Hightower, up in turn 4.
Brianna Hightower, a lot of assistance from Mike Wallace in his career. It's turned around in the corner, and we're under caution for the second time today.
It can be a profession.
Phil!
Oh.
Hey, man.
Hey, Peter.
Joanne, is that you? It's me. You don't look a day over 70, am I right?
If you're Peter Pan, you stay young forever. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
You make me feel so spring has sprung.
This ultimate chicken sandwich is so great. I mean, this is the chicken sandwich that all other chicken sandwiches are going to be judged against.
Well, I'll actually be the judge of that, Peter.
Okay, so what are you, some sort of chicken judge?
I find this ultimate chicken sandwich on brioche bun to be guilty of being delicious.
Great. TJ, this is ridiculous.
You're out of order. I'm out of tots. Order me a drink. Case dismissed.
All rise for the honorable new ultimate chicken sandwich. And don't forget our ice cream cake, shakes, and cones. This is how you Sonic.
DiGiorno or delivery? DiGiorno or delivery? Taste for yourself why the shortest distance between you and a delicious fresh baked pizza is your oven. Thankfully, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Our chefs raided the bar. Next thing you know, Friday spiked plates. Like bourbon barrel chicken for $10 and apps for $5. Get here before the bartenders notice and make any day a happy Friday.
The average American will work around 1,700 hours this year. But you're not average.
Today we're going to talk about trucks.
Works for me.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing?
Ford. I would say the Ram.
Okay, let's move to the second door. Best V8 horsepower.
The Ram. I say Ford on the V8. Chevy.
What about this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
A Ford?
There's no reason why they shouldn't be.
Let's see how you did. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
No way. Chevy.
Wow.
That's a clean sweep.
Celebrate Halloween at Bass Pro Shops with kids' crafts, a costume parade, and a photo in the pumpkin patch, all for free. And get the right price right now on the seasonal items you need with new trophy deals, like savings of 50% on Pursuit 10x42 waterproof binoculars.
Under caution for the second time today here in Martinsville. A spin in turn 4 for Brandon Hightower. 36 laps complete. And we were a bit surprised that the leaders came down the pit lane. We'll tell you what happened on pit road in a moment. First, the reason we're under caution.
Just on the outside, just got a little bit loose, just like Timothy Peters early on. Didn't have much grip out there.
You can see Bobby Pierce in the 63 just ahead of him in that first replay. Got sideways as well. That outer groove is treacherous here at Martinsville.
Hightower able to drive away. Top 3 drivers on track elected not to pit. Gray Galding, Johnny Sauter, and Ross Kinzel.
Bill, we talked about maybe would they pit or not, and I was surprised all those trucks did.
Pretty early on and had some caution laps figured in there, too.
All of our championship contenders did come down the pit lane. Hermie, what's up with the 19?
Well, Adam, Doug Randolph was surprised that the leaders came. He told his driver, Tyler Reddick, only come if the leaders come, but I don't think they will. But they came down pit road. They took 4 tires with no adjustments for the 19. Caitlin.
Well, the 88 of Matt Crafton, the biggest feedback he gave was that left front tire was rubbing, so they came down pit road, did a 4-tire stop, but overall he's pretty happy with that 88 truck, says he's just riding right now. Also a fast stop for them. They've got 2 guys from the 88 Sprint Cup team of Dale Jr. pitting this truck. Vince.
And the 4 of Eric Jones came into this race today with an 18-point lead in the championship. Doesn't like the balance of his truck right now. It says it fires off tight, and then 5 laps later, it's wrecking loose. They made a 4-tire change, air pressure adjustment, also a chassis adjustment, trying to give him a better balance, something more he can work with.
Good news, though, for Eric Jones on this restart. He is going to be in front of Matt Crafton and just behind Tyler Reddick. It's nice when you're not having the best day as the championship leader, but still right where you need to be in regard to those guys you're trying to beat for the title.
Well, he could certainly keep them in mind there. He's got one of them in front of him, one of them behind him, so he doesn't have to look far to find those guys.
You know, that's a tough truck to fix, though, Phil. If it's tight for a bit of the run and then it goes to loose, how does a crew chief work on that? Got to pick which one's worse, I guess, or maybe an air pressure adjustment.
I think you got to fix the loose after 5 laps and hope you get a little bit longer run, not a bunch of short runs at the end of the race.
Bobby Pierce got the free pass on this, our second caution of the afternoon. There was a penalty for John West Townley. The 05 had an uncontrolled tire, so he will drop to the rear on the restart. Our race leader is going to be Greg Gaulding. Johnny Sauter will restart second. Ross Kenseth restarts third. Those 3 drivers, as we said, did not pit under this caution. Cole Custer was the race leader. When the yellow flag went in the air, he was the first on and off the pit lane. He restarts in the 4th position.
Talking to Rudy Fugel, crew chief for Eric Jones in the garage area this morning. I said, who's the main competition? One of the trucks he mentioned was the 9.8 of Johnny Sauter. Johnny only qualified 17th, but Rudy said he has one of the very best trucks on the long run here. We'll see what happens on this restart, see if Johnny can get by the 54 of Greg Gaulding and put some distance on the rest of these guys.
We talked about our pit reporters being from this area. What about Greg Gaulding? He's grabbed the lead here at Martinsville, Virginia. This is a track that means so much to him. He's got the Krispy Kreme Toyota out in front. I know the CEO of Krispy Kreme, Tony Thompson's down in the garage area watching this race. It's great to have such great corporate partners a part of the Truck Series, and Greg's doing them proud right now.
A lot of experience at this track for Greg Gaulding, despite the fact that he's a teenager. Get the green flag as we complete lap 40 at Martinsville. Ross Kenseth a little slow to get going. How about that move for Cole Custer diving to that inside lane?
You got to take advantage of the opportunity when you get it. You battle for space. When you have a little bit of space, you take it. Cole Custer did, and he's going for a second on Sauter.
Not what Johnny Sauter wanted to see. The fastest man in Virginia underneath of him. Custer slides up in front of Sauter. He's now in the 2nd position.
Sauter's able to get down to the inside in front of Ross Kenseth. Cameron Haley, who was 2nd place early on before the pit stops, on the outside of Kenseth.
You know, if you're Greg Gaulding, you're Johnny Sauter, you don't want to be Ross Kenseth. He's the last guy that didn't come to pit road. So he's going to be a roadblock back there, hopefully, for those guys. You can see Haley's going to make the pass on the outside. Those tires are prevailing over the older ones. Look at Cole Custer really close in on Gaulding.
That's a great view from this bumper cam here in the 00 truck. Just wants to try to inch his way to the inside. Try to get to that throttle just a little bit. He's going to outbrake him down into turn number 1 here.
Battle for the lead at Martinsville. Didn't last long. Cole Custer inside. Going to try to complete the pass into 3. He does it. Custer back on point.
How'd you like that view? We were right down on the track with Cole Custer when he dove inside of Gaulding and took the lead.
This is a great situation for Custer, right? Because not only does he have the lead again, fastest truck, but he's got that buffer between him and the other drivers who pitted with a couple of trucks that did not come down pit road, and Gaulding and Sauter.
A couple of fast trucks as well, as we see Suarez drive to the inside of Kenseth in the 18. Matt Crafton has already made the pass on the 18 of Kenseth.
See, that's the tough break for Ross Kenseth, the last guy on the used tires, and he's really getting eaten up. Watch this move that Suarez makes. He knows Kenseth is slow. Tries to dive to the inside. Whoa.
That's your teammate and the championship leader.
Yeah, but I needed that space, though. I needed to be on the inside here.
Somewhere Kyle Busch is cringing right now, isn't he?
Easy. Now, that's just a move a race car driver makes. He knew that he needed to get to the inside of the slipping Kenseth truck, so Suarez just ducked to the bottom. He wasn't waiting for a spotter to clear him. He knew he had to get that spot, and it nearly cost him.
Teammates, youth versus experience. The rookie Cameron Haley goes inside of Johnny Sauter, makes the pass, and well, he's bringing John Hunter Nemechek with him, and next in line, you're on board with Tyler Reddick.
I think this gives these guys a pretty good indication of what tires are going to be worth after about 30 green flag laps.
I'd say that makes this a 3-stop race. What do you think?
Quite possibly, absolutely, unless this racetrack all of a sudden takes a bunch of rubber here in the next 100 laps or so.
And some of that could be dictated too by when the caution.
Oh, certainly, absolutely. You have to have a strategy and you have to have a plan, but you have to also be fluid and be able to change and adapt.
And you can see Johnny Sauter's been able to stabilize in front of Reddick. There goes Haley around Gaulding. So the 3 trucks that didn't pit. Two of them are hanging in there pretty good. You can see Sauter's going to lose that spot now behind Gaulding.
Just about got into the wall coming off of turn 2. Opened the door for Tyler Reddick, and right behind him, teammate Matt Crafton going to make the pass.
There's Suarez as well, the 18 Aris Toyota, going to move by Johnny Sauter. You know, I think right now Johnny Sauter would have loved to have stayed up in the top 7-8 positions on a long run when the tires settled out, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. He's going to go back beyond that.
But because they didn't have a great qualifying effort, maybe still a little too early to say this plan didn't work. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, when you start near the back, you got to do something different than what the leaders do, Phil. You can't just mimic them all day long or you'll be behind them. He switched it up. I think it's a decent call. We'll see if he can stabilize somewhere around 10th, 12th, 15th, and then maybe catch a break with the caution falling at the right time for his team.
Saw that 33 real quick there. It's Brandon Jones running inside the top 10 after starting deeper in the field earlier today.
Today on Fox, top Pac-12 quarterbacks duel in a Wild West Coast shootout. Jared Goff leads the Golden Bears against Cody Kessler and the Trojans. USC, Cal, today at 3 on Fox. Telecast sponsored by Geico.
Hey, Chip, how'd the discount double check work for you?
Great. State Farm combined my home and auto, so saved me big. Just wish I double checked those 80s throwback uniforms, so. One for you. You cannot believe I found your size. Whoop. Look at that, huh? Could have sworn he said the 1880s. You liked them though, right?
No, I didn't.
It pays to double check. Save when you combine your home and auto insurance.
Got some folding to do.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
One last start. One last turn. One last push.
Winner of the Daytona 500, youngest driver.
One last hurrah.
The greatest day of my life. Winston Cup championship.
One last time around.
If this wall could talk, oh, the NASCAR stories it would tell. The Quicken Loans Race for Heroes 500 on November 15th. Find the best remaining semifinal tickets now at PhoenixRaceway.com.
This may not look like your average trucker. This, your average truck. But deep down, we're truck guys just like you. We know our way around a toolbox. We soup them up, trick them out, and occasionally take them off-road. And we're always willing to offer a helping hand. Where else does trucking look like this? Nowhere but NASCAR.
We told you in the open of our broadcast today, things could and likely would get physical at Martinsville. We've got our third caution. Paige Decker with a little contact went around over in turn 3.
It's pretty tough to run around here side by side. We've witnessed that, but one thing you really can't do much here is run 3 wide, and watch this right here.
We've certainly seen it tried a lot. Paige Decker minding her own business up on the outside, and a couple of them tried to crowd in underneath of her and spins Paige around.
Really hurt Greg Gaulding. He was running 10th.
Well, he had to pit, and I think it's an interesting point of the race, Phil. I mean, we don't have enough tires just to pit every 30 laps, and I don't think I've ever seen at Martinsville on the Truck Series tires be so important. Those guys were falling back on those used tires.
Yeah, we know the 54 is going to come to pit road. Greg Gaulding, here's another view of this. Spencer Gallagher dove to the inside. Gray had already committed to the bottom of the 74. It's Paige, I don't realized that there were 2 trucks inside of her.
Great effort there by all of our cameramen and women who do such an extraordinary job showing you the pictures and a good shot of what happened over in turns 3 and 4.
We talk about that curve, that pink little docile curve there playing a role. Watch Spencer Gallagher drive to the inside of 98 of Johnny Sauter. Watch him get that left front into the curb, runs up the hill. Johnny realizes that, gives him some extra room, so he averts disaster there, but I don't think this caution could come soon enough for Johnny Sauter.
And that hacks you off there. Johnny Sauter gave Spencer Gallagher the bottom lane. He rolled in on the high side, and he still gets run over. We talked about how you can't hide anywhere at Martinsville. That's a great example of it.
Well, you said it, Michael. Greg Galding was going to have to pit. He didn't come down earlier, so they will do it here. And Johnny Sauter coming to pit road as well, Vince.
Much too free. They had to tighten it up. Going to add a spring rubber, a couple of rounds of wedge, 4 tires. Johnny stayed out. That was a strategy call. If they got a yellow at around lap 35 or later or earlier, they were going to stay out. So they did, but boy, they needed that yellow for sure. Caitlin?
Well, Greg Galding was having such a strong day. He told me that was one of the best trucks he's had all season long. Very frustrated with the incident that just happened on track. Said he had a left front tire go down. They had to bring him down on pit road for 4 tires and fuel.
Cole Custer will be the race leader when we go back to green.
Camping World, the #1 RV and camping expert, would like to introduce you to a whole new world. Say hello to new thrills. Get to know your crew. Moments become great memories. Take a new look. Enjoy freedom. Discover amazing. Say hello to a whole new world. Visit campingworld.com.
Why pause a spontaneous moment to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
The average American will work around 1,700 hours this year. But you're not average.
AutoZone matched Jen with a new pair of Duralast wipers to cut through the rain. You call them wipers, she calls them blades. And where there are blades, there are ninjas. It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there.
Our chefs raided the bar. Next thing you know, Friday spiked plates. Like bourbon barrel chicken for $10 and apps for $5. Get here before the bartenders notice and make any day a happy Friday.
Back at Martinsville, green flag going in the air once again. Cole Custer, Cameron Haley, couple of teenagers on the front row.
Wow, this looks like a mess for the back of the field. They were 3 wide.
And we just found out that does not typically work here.
How about Matt Crafton has made his way all the way up to the 4th spot after starting back in the 13th spot. Got a good side-by-side battle for second. John Hunter Nemechek trying to take over second from Cameron Haley.
Wow, Haley's got a solid truck. He's been able to maintain right up in the front, but he's lost that inside groove, and Matt Crafton's going to try to take advantage of it.
Matt Crafton said, I know you're my teammate, but I'm trying to win my 3rd consecutive championship, so I'm going to drive inside and try and make the pass for 3rd.
I'm really going to need that spot, Cameron. I hope you understand.
And I appreciate the effort. You have a great truck. Just falling behind me here, and let's make our way towards the front.
When Crafton started 13th here in the spring, he first led a lap. And lap 111 may not take him that long today. We're 70 laps in. He's gone from 13th to 3rd, and he did that when he was nearly involved in an accident. Good battle here. Hemrick in that green and orange machine. Right behind him, Daniel Suarez. And on the move in the red, white, and blue 33 is Atlanta's Brandon Jones.
Saw some damage to the front end of the 14 of Daniel Hemrick. He's obviously got into the back of somebody. There he is, bottom of your screen.
What about Timothy Peters? We talked about Crafton starting outside the top 12, and he's already making his way inside the top 3. Timothy Peters went all the way to the back after that spin, and now he's climbed to the front.
He started 29th at lap 11, and there goes Daniel Suarez, punted out of the groove. no caution yet. There it is, fourth of the day.
Contact from his teammate, Eric Jones. Jones caught the curb, I think, Phil. I believe that pink docile curb you spoke of reached up and bit another one. Watch Eric Jones on the inside in that Ford truck. Oh, it looked like maybe Suarez was going to try to swing to the bottom, didn't it? Battle for space a little bit there. This is a big break for Gray Galding, I think. I believe he will get the free pass and back on the lead lap. He got lapped on pit road during our last caution when he stopped up in the corner to miss Paige Decker and was lapped, but now he'll be back on the lead lap. Let's see if Suarez pinches him down or if Jones hits the curb.
Out there, full. One back, Timothy.
I believe he left him room.
I think it. Down.
I don't think he hit the curb either. I just think he maybe got in the corner a little too hot.
Second time since the restart, we've seen a championship contender have to drive inside of their teammate for position. And you guys know this far better than I. When opportunity knocks at a place like Martinsville, you gotta go get it.
Gotta do it.
Cole Custer leads this race. He's led 65 of our 74 laps so far today at Martinsville.
Today, it's a college football triple header on FS1. Baker Mayfield leads the 14th-ranked Sooners into Kansas. Then the Longhorns battle Iowa State, and Arizona takes on Washington. It all starts today at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
50-cent corn dogs all day on Halloween.
Man, wasn't this great?
Are you going to let your corn dog go out without a costume on Halloween?
Well, the cornbread is the costume.
Do you want to borrow one of ours? You can go a spooky corn dog?
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Scarecrow corn dog?
No, corn dogs don't celebrate Halloween.
Vampire? Like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I'll
Like
do
vampire?
that. I'll do that.
There you go. Good choice!
A treat you don't have to dress up for. 50-cent corn dogs all day on Halloween. This is how you Sonic.
It's game on. And the Mets are on the board in the series.
World Series Game 4, tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox.
We're raising money for our pet rescue.
We're raising awareness.
I'm boosting spirits with t-shirts.
Booster.com is the easy way for you or your group to raise money for any cause. Perfect for PTAs, charity walks, personal fundraisers, causes big and small by selling t-shirts and collecting donations online. Just design your t-shirt and drive everyone to your personalized booster page. We'll ship the orders and send you the money you raised. Visit booster.com and start your free campaign today.
From the very minute you have this idea that you want to be in business, you need to have that card.
Presentation is everything because they're not only first impression of you, but now you're handing them this product that really is kind of going to define your business in their mind pretty quickly.
You want a very thick card that feels nice in your client's hand.
I think it's nice to have a choice because sometimes you want a glossy card, but for other projects, I don't necessarily want all that.
Your business card is a reflection of you. It should say exactly what you want. With a range of design, stock, and finish options at Vistaprint, it will. Get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
That business card, when I make a connection with someone, has to be phenomenal. It has to be elegant and invoke all the things that Diamond stands for.
Just that professionalism is going to make you, as a business owner, more successful just right off the bat.
Vistaprint.com.
Today, all about the Camping World Truck Series. Tomorrow, the opening race in the Eliminator round of the chase for Sprint Cup teams. NASCAR Race Day. Get you covered 9 a.m. Eastern Time here on FS1. A full recap of 500 laps at Martinsville on NASCAR Victory Lane. It happens at 6:30 tomorrow evening.
I know 8 guys that want to survive this race tomorrow here at Martinsville.
There may be some feeling like that tomorrow. This race is over. Under caution for the 4th time today. Teammates getting together in turn 3.
You're right, Phil. No contact with the curb. It just looked like Eric Jones decided he was going to dive in the corner, and two guys arguing over space that we talked about earlier, Vince, and it was a classic case of a Martinsville spin.
Well, sometimes it's a delicate line when you're a teammate racing another teammate and then also trying to protect your position in the championship for Eric Jones.
Sorry, I was done with it. I'm not doing that. I'm not racing a teammate like that, but you pinch me for that long and run me that hard.
Jones feels like maybe he's got a little bit of right front fender damage as far as the 51 is concerned. Daniel Suarez says he feels no vibration at all, no worse for the wear, Adam.
Suarez was running 8th when he got involved in that incident. Right now being scored in the 23rd position. And we should pay off, Michael said this, but just reminding you, Gray Gaulding, first truck 1 lap down. He gets the free pass, will restart 27th. They have added a lap on the restart. And Cole Custer, John Hunter Nemechek, going to restart on the front row. NASCAR warned them about maintaining pace on the restart. We'll watch them when they get in the restart zone, which is the area highlighted in green on the wall.
See the 00. Cole Custer, it looked like once he got to that zone, he actually slowed down a little bit, and that really bunched the field up behind him.
Yeah, we talked about him being 3 wide back there. That's what caused the caution. No, because out anyway was an attempt to go 3 wide into the corner and a really congested start back through the field. Whatever that front row does, Phil, it dictates how smoothly the rest of the field takes off.
It may be 10 rows back before somebody pays the price if something happens up on the front row.
Cole Custer is 17. John Hunter Nemechek just turned 18 back in June, and already a wealth of experience. Both of them have been to victory lane.
What happened to experience? You gotta be experienced. You have to have a lot of laps under your belt here at Martinsville to be good. Well, these kids, they didn't subscribe to that theory.
I really want to see what happens with Matt Crafton. He's going to restart in the 3rd spot inside 2nd row. I feel like he'll be able to use that inside spot to get by John Hunter Nemechek up to 2nd. Then we'll see how strong that 88 is compared to the 00.
Timothy Peters has climbed back inside the top 10 after that spin earlier. What a recovery, Hermie. What are they saying in the 17th pit?
He came down pit road, lowered the track bar, put the 4 tires back on that he had on in the first few laps of the race that he spun. But the issue, they wanted the 17 to get to the high side on the restart, and he would not move to the high side. So that's why we ran 2 extra caution laps to get Timothy Peters in the right restart position.
So he's going to restart 8th, as you said, Hermie, in that outside lane to his inside, the 33 of Brandon Jones. The 6 trucks in front of him. We talked about Custer and Nemechek on the front row. Row 2, teammates Matt Crafton, Cameron Haley. Then it's Daniel Hemrick and Tyler Reddick. Crafton needs to get the lead here, if nothing else, to gain another point. Get a point for every lap you lead in any NASCAR event.
That 00 has been so strong since the drop of the green flag here. Let's watch Crafton see if he can get that 2nd spot.
He is all over Cole Custer down in the corner. John Hunter's hanging tough on the outside, though. What a run for John Hunter.
Crafton's going to be patient. He's just, go ahead. You guys get this figured out among yourselves. I'm just going to stay on the bottom here.
But this is as strong as we have seen anybody in that outside lane. John Hunter Nemechek not going away.
And he's had a good race all race long so far, now moved up into 2nd. The biggest feedback he's given is it's a little bit snug, and his crew chief has reminded him to save fuel.
Yeah, John Hunter Nemechek pitted on lap number 36. That's not out of character to be able to go the rest of the way here, but I'm not sure the tires are going to last that long.
Tell you what, though, every caution you have helps you in regard to fuel mileage. Cole Custer, fastest truck today. He's led 80 laps.
He had quite a tussle with John Hunter Nemechek on that last restart. Better brake for Custer there.
The inside lane at Martinsville, such an advantage. Crafton settles in line in 3rd. Hemrick there in 4th. Brandon Jones up to 5th. And Eric Jones, our championship leader, trapped in the outside lane on this restart.
Yeah, we saw the restart before this with Timothy Peters. They wanted him to be on the outside. He didn't want to be, and I don't blame him. Nobody wants to be on the outside here.
Look at Tyler Young in the mix in the top 10. Austin Hill in the 82 having a great run today as Eric Jones slides down in front of Ben Kennedy and in behind Tyler Young, who's in the top 10 again.
Yeah, Austin Hill hung to the outside. Now looks like John West Townley, that yellow truck, going to stick his nose up in there. He's able to make the pass.
And you see
on the 82.
the 80 or 98 truck of Sauter. His tires are a bit fresher than most of the trucks ahead of him. He's making his way back toward the front. This truck was really fast in the long run during practice yesterday. So now that he's got those tires and an adjustment, Sauter could be the man.
He's the first driver in line, Michael, that pitted at lap 63. As you said, everyone in front of him coming in at lap 36 under that earlier caution. Keep an eye on the driver that won here on 2 different occasions, Johnny Sauter.
What about those crazy dives these guys have to make? That just tells you how precious real estate is here at Martinsville. If you see a hole in the inside, you got to jump in it.
Mentioned earlier, John West Townley running up in the 11th position. Good effort for him, having to come from behind. They were penalized on pit road earlier. They have driven back to the front quite nicely.
Yeah, he started 26th, Adam, and we've seen all the craziness that's going on. John West has kept his nose clean and got his truck near the front.
Peter's trying to get back in the top 20.
Yeah, just outside the top 21 or top 20 right now. Daniel Suarez, the 51 truck, who had an awfully good truck early on till that contact with his teammate Eric Jones. He's back there right now in the 20th spot.
Problems on 2 different occasions today for Timothy Peters. Restarted 29th at lap 11, drove back to the top 10, tried to do it again. As you watch teammates from ThorSport, they are 3rd and 4th on track. That's Matt Crafton in the yellow 88, and that black and pink 13 is Cameron Haley.
What up, Brandon Jones? What an impressive racer he is. He makes the move around Daniel Hemrick, and that truck is really solid. That tells you how good the 33 truck is.
On board with guy who came in 2nd in the championship, Tyler Reddick. Not great in practice yesterday, qualified 4th, riding right now in the 7th position, doing what he needs to do to stay in championship contention.
You know, I think he's a lot like what Michael talks about Daniel Suarez a lot. Maybe not real fast the first practice as we see him move to the inside of Hemrick to take over that 6th spot, but it gets better and faster and really peaks in the race, and that's when it's most important.
Remember how aggressively Crafton took that spot away from Haley earlier? Now Haley's all over the back of Matt Crafton, so there's battles all over this track.
Peter's not messing around. And I can imagine his level of frustration being taken out on his fellow competitors. The bump and run on the 51 of Daniel Suarez. Peters now in the 20th position. Good battle here for 3rd. Cameron Haley able to get around Matt Crafton, and Brandon Jones waiting in line. We're halfway in the Kroger 200. Cole Custer, your race leader. He led 90 of the first 100 laps here today.
So really impressed, Michael, as we were talking about with Brandon Jones in that 33 truck for GMS Racing. Strong truck here. Let's take a look back at how Cameron Haley was able to get by Matt Crafton. As you mentioned, Michael, really late turn in for these guys, trying to outbrake them. It's really hard for the spotter to realize that's happening before it happens.
You almost have to see it coming before it ever happens, or it's too late.
Well, I think we answered the question, how that 88 of Matt Crafton stacked up against the 00 Cole Custer doesn't look to have as good a truck right now.
And I'm surprised. I thought of that last restart. When he restarted 3rd, he would easily get 2nd by being on the inside lane in just a matter of time before we'd see him out front. That's not the case. And actually, he's gone in the opposite direction after about 10 laps under green.
Johnny Sauter on those fresher tires, diving to the inside of Townley. He's got a couple of trucks behind him that have good tires on too. Ross Kent is doing a great job of running up through the field. And then Gray Galding, who was a lap down, he's got better tires. Golly, this is quite the battle.
Now, those are the 3 drivers that stayed out at lap 36 trying to maintain track position. It didn't work out at the time, but as you said, Michael, came down at lap 63, and all 3 of those guys rallying to the front. Townley sideways into turn 1.
Yeah, there was contact with Ross Kenseth, was beating on John West Townley, moved him out of the way. John West did a nice job saving that truck.
Yeah, he didn't have any space there to be trying to take the low groove. Almost cost him a truck.
Gilliland's doing a great job too of battling back after being caught in that accident in the first 10 laps. Peters looking inside of the 32 of J.J. Haley.
Can Peters win this race, Phil?
Well, I don't. He's going to have to do something different. I think Marcus Richmond said we're going to have to do some different strategy here. He may be done here. Timothy Peters pitted on lap 87. He may not have to come back to pit road. Great battle for the lead, though.
John Hunter Nemechek turned 18 in June, making him eligible to run full-time at any track that we go to. Got his first win at Chicago. He had been in the top 5 3 consecutive races prior to last week, and here he is showing his strength again around Cole Custer. Put that 8 truck on point at Martinsville.
All right, what a move by John Hunter Nemechek to grab the lead. That's the first time anybody's been out in front of the 00 of Cole Custer. And look at Nemechek, he's driving away.
It really looks like Cole Custer's truck has fallen off some here. He's got about 70 laps on those tires. Maybe we found the limit.
Well, but you heard him say to him on the radio earlier in the race, manage your truck. It's a long day here at Martinsville. And when things get long, the drivers get anxious, and sometimes their patience at flat runs out.
Got an early start for this week's Lions-Chiefs game in London. I like it. 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 West, 2:30 a.m. in American Samoa. Yeah, rise and shine, Pago Pago.
Celebrate Halloween at Bass Pro Shops with kids' crafts, a costume parade, and a photo in the pumpkin patch, all for free. And get the right price right now on the seasonal items you need with new trophy deals, like men's color block and solid Henleys for only $10 each. DiGiorno or delivery? DiGiorno or delivery? Taste for yourself why the shortest distance between you and a delicious fresh baked pizza is your oven. Thankfully, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
What could be more rewarding than working on your car? Actually getting credit for it. With AutoZone Rewards, spend $20 5 times and get a $20 reward. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there. Sign up in-store or online.
The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
500 degrees. 40 below. And protection for 15,000 miles. Mobil 1 energy lives here.
One last start. One last turn. One last push.
Winner of the Daytona 500, youngest driver.
One last hurrah.
Greatest day of my life. Winston Cup championship.
One last time around.
Winner of the Daytona 500, youngest driver.
One last hurrah.
Greatest day of my life. Winston Cup championship.
Through the clouds here in Martinsville, Virginia. Gorgeous afternoon as we do.
One last time around.
Winner of the Daytona 500.
Battle for the 20th time in 2015 from the Camping World Truck Series. We've crossed halfway. 84 laps to go in the Kroger 200. That kid is out.